Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, a few years ago we installed this Ghost Controls automatic gate opener on the front gate here, and we've been looking since then for a way to be able to open it with the HomeLink adapter that's in the vehicle, like the built-in garage door opener, gate opener that's in one of our vehicles. The issue is most of those HomeLinks are not designed to work with the Ghost Controls systems. Something about the frequency is different than they're meant to accept. I've read that there's several newer models in the last few years that can accept it, but anything older than that is not possible. Also called the tech support and confirmed that that was the case as well, and they said even the newer models are not designed for it, but they will sometimes work. So what we came up with was this little solution right here. So on Amazon, and I'll link in the description, we found this little adapter, and they call it a Topens or Toppens, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, HLR01 HomeLink, and it's a universal adapter. So basically this little remote right here has two channels, A and B, and it'll actually do two different gate openers if you wanted to, but you can just use A. The little remote is compatible with the HomeLink, so you can program it using your vehicle's instructions, program it to channel A. Then you'll take this little adapter, I've already taken the lid loose here, and as you can see, you've got two outputs on the bottom here, A and B, and then the 12 volt power. So that'll work perfectly in this case because we have 12 volt power from the solar and from the batteries. So with the covers off here, here's what we're looking at. We've got our batteries over here on the left, and then our control board over here on the right. We do have 12 volt power up here that we could utilize at the top, but getting into that might be a little more complicated, but we'll see if we can find some connectors or something possibly to do that. Or we could go over here and mount it maybe right here next to that battery. So a couple different options. It would be more spacious over here, but then you're going to have to run your control wire over to here. You will have battery access on the left. If we put it over here, we might be able to mount it up in this area right here. However, it is not going to be very spacious, but we can run the wires right down and tie them in here and here for the controls, and then we'll have to splice in somehow up here for the power. So here's what we got and how we installed that little module that I just showed you. What we did is we took out the top left screw that held this board in and used a little rubber spacer behind it to hold this board out a little bit. There was an empty space there for a different module that could have been added to the Ghost Controls, but what we did is we took the Topens module out of its case, mounted it right there, used this little rubber washer behind it, and then used some foam behind that so none of the electronics would contact that empty space back there. Then we went ahead and mounted it, tied into the positive and negative up here with these two wires on top. Then we used these two wires right here hooked up to the common, which is in the center, and the normally open, which is at the bottom, brought those down and tied them into our activation wires on the gate control. So when you go ahead and hit the button in the car, it will trigger this relay right here, which will then trigger the push button input on the board. So then you'll go ahead and program your vehicle, whether it be GM or whatever it is, that will not communicate with your Ghost Controls. It will now communicate to this module and is easily programmable following your instructions in your manual, and then you can make it work to activate your gate. So everything's good to go here. Take a look at the parts in the description and you can pick those up easily. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Remember, you can't finish a project without getting started.